everyone, so I decided to do an impromptu video today about something that came up that's kind of important to me. So this will not be a travel vlog or any conversations of that nature. This is, like I said, this is impromptu. So I'll hop right into it. So today, a very good friend of mine forwarded me an article on Facebook, and what the article was talking about was women who are in their 30s, like myself, who feel pressured by society to reproduce. And so the article kind of goes into, some of the stresses and some of the things that people say to women who may have, not have kids or thinking about kids, but, again, there's a lot of flippant remarks towards women, and it doesn't happen just in their 30s, in their 20s, as long as you're reproductive age, it happens. But I think especially in your 30s, and especially if you don't have kids, people are kind of like, they feel like they need to comment and ask, like, why haven't you had kids yet? So I actually posted this on my Facebook because it's actually a very important issue to me. I am in my 30s, I am married, me and my husband and I are still deciding. I feel confident we'll have children, but it's one of those things that we are still kind of talking about and praying about, and we're just kind of waiting to see. So anyways, I posted this article, and I had a friend of mine kind of come for me on this. Her response was like, well, you're in your 30s, you're almost in your mid-30s, you really need to face the truth and blah, 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 and you need to consider that, your kids after the age of 35 are gonna, have all these, issues. And I don't know, I think it initially annoyed me because I think she missed the point. What I'm trying to do is create a dialogue among people about why society feels the need to, shame women for not having children at a certain point in their life. It's like people can't compute that, there may be other reasons that you have chosen not to have kids. Again, I'm not saying I'm anti, and I'm not even anti-kids. I just feel like that's a very serious decision, and that's a very life-changing decision, and I feel a lot of times people get a lot of pressure to have children. And I would, if anyone feels they want to comment, but I would dare say that women tend to get this, they get this fever from a lot of people who are just like, oh, well, you haven't had kids yet, don't wait too long, blah, blah, blah. It's the same argument. I get it. I'm not immune to it. So I just had to, I felt I needed to clap back because I don't even know where to begin with this. There's so many points where it's I feel like it's none of anyone's, I don't feel like anyone should be speaking about anyone's, or asking about any couple or any person's reproductive choices. Again, it's one of those things you don't know, when you ask these questions, you don't know what people are going through. You don't know if people have tried and they're unsuccessful to conceive. You don't know if they've had multiple miscarriages. You don't know if they have other reproductive challenges. And so just asking well, you need to get on it. I just find that to be so offensive, and it is one of those things it didn't bother me when I was younger, but I guess because I'm getting those responses now, I feel I'm paying more attention to it, and it kind of definitely hits a nerve. So again, I think it's a very flippant thing when people say that you have no idea what's going on in someone else's life. That's that one. And then second one, I just feel everything increases with age. There's risk. There's risk as you get older. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of risk for illnesses that happen as you get older. I understand that after 35, there are risks with certain types of, chromosomal abnormalities. I get that. With that being said, I still want people to show me the statistics to say, for instance, if someone were to say to me, after the age of 35, 1 in 2 kids, or 1 in 3 kids, or 40% of kids, or whatever, if you have a child after 35 and they have Down syndrome, or they have some other chromosomal abnormality, and then if you tell me that, then I would maybe consider okay, well, shit, maybe I do need to get on it. But I think I looked at the statistic today that after between the ages of 30 and 35, the likelihood that a child is going to be born with Down syndrome to a woman in that age bracket is like 1 in 952. And that's still low. That's still a low, statistic. So my point is that, and that's another thing, like there's women who are having babies at 36, 37, 38 and they're perfectly healthy. But we don't focus on that. We focus on, oh, well, there's this chance, there's this, 3% or 2% chance that your child will have Down syndrome. So let's just focus on that and just use that to instill fear in people who have, you're trying to instill fear in those who haven't had kids yet. Use that as fuel to like pressure women into having kids. And I just think that's horseshit. So again, anyways, this is kind of an abbreviated, I could talk about this topic for like 50 years because again, it is something that myself as well as a lot of women go through, and I think it's very unfair to to have this type of pressure on women. I just think that and ultimately it's kind of like why, like it's like, and the thing is like people who are not even involved in your life are pressuring you, and it's just like, well, why is this so important to you? Like really, why is it in our society that we feel the need to pressure women to make this massive decision? Is it because people can't fathom that, or people feel like women are only here to like reproduce, like that's the end goal of life, is just to reproduce another human being? Like there's so many, I love children, I think they're great, but I don't feel like that is something that you need to complete your life or to complete your life journey. There's so many other things in life where I feel like you don't need children to like complete you. So I don't know. I guess this is like such a massive issue. And by the way, I'm not saying, again, I don't want people to come for me and say, oh well, after you're gonna have all these problems after you're 35, your kids are gonna get like retarded. It's just like, please, like if I'm willing to be wrong, but please show me the receipts where it says you have the chances of your child. Like if I have a child at 36, there's a significant chance that this particular child is going to come out with some chromosomal abnormality. I'm not saying, and I'm not negating that. I'm not negating that doesn't happen. You're definitely at a higher risk after the age of 35. But come on, like don't make it seem like every woman who has a baby after 36 is going to have some problem, because that's absolutely not the truth. This is my dog who decided to come and say hi. Say hi, Rogue. Okay. You not gonna say anything? She wants to go to bed, so she's coming down here and it's just like, who the hell are you talking to, and what exactly are you doing? So that's why she's here. She has no idea what's going on. But anyways, that is just my rant. I really felt the need to do this because I want to have a conversation with women. I want to have a conversation with people, like first and foremost, men and women, because they're both guilty of it. Like stop pressuring women about this particular issue. You have no idea what's going on in their life. You don't know, so just like shut the fuck up about it. Like honestly, I know that sounds so not nice, but that's really how I feel about it. So anyways, thank you for taking the time to listen to this. The next video, I promise, my husband and I are actually going to be doing a cooking video, and because I like to cook and I like to do other things not related to travel, so we'll see how that goes. All right, we're almost done. Thank you for listening to this. Have a good night.